The president also needs to win over a public that remains divided. A new Gallup poll out today shows little movement in public opinion from a month ago. 39% want their lawmaker to vote against a health care reform bill. 37% want a yes vote, and about 1 in 4 still don't have an opinion, Dylan.
And that's the most interesting group.
Yeah.
Brad Blakeman joins us, Republican strategist, former deputy assistant to George W. Bush, founder of the conservative group Freedom's Watch. Karen Finney, also here, Democratic strategist, press secretary of Hillary Clinton. Let's talk just about that 25%, the people that have no opinion. What, Brad, do you think those people need to know to form an opinion? What piece of information is missing, in your view, that could be delivered by the president or anybody in Congress on either side to help those people get toward an opinion?
I'm not sure the president can do anything in one speech to move those 24% who are basically undecided on health care. I think they are decided, and I think they're decided that the president is misfocusing his attention. He should be attentive on the economy and not health care. I think that they're just fed up with what they've seen the last 8 months in unemployment and the rising deficit and the budget, $4 trillion, that they're just numb to the whole thing. So I don't think the president is going to be able to sway the 24% or those people who are against it to come forward on his health care in one speech tomorrow night.
Yeah, Karen, same question to you. That 24%, how do you deal with them?
Well, again, I think they need to hear more specifics, but I think that what they're really angry about, and what I've certainly heard over the last week or so, kind of traveling, being out in the country, is people are pretty furious about the fact that nothing is getting done because both sides are fighting. I mean, you know, we've been talking a lot about the president's responsibility and the responsibility of the Democratic members of Congress, but Republican members of Congress have a responsibility here as well. At those town hall meetings earlier this summer, you did not hear people saying they did not want any kind of health care reform. They may have had problems with the lies that were being spread about, you know, specific ideas. But I think people are pretty angry, and I think there's going to be a pretty high cost to both parties, frankly, if something effective doesn't get done.
But I think Brad makes an interesting point, which is the underlying resentment that still exists as we approach the 1-year anniversary of the financial bailout, and the fact that not much has happened since then, the president has taken on more, has bitten off more than he could chew in effect.
But you know, the problem that I have with that argument, Dylan, is that, you know, we know what is one of the biggest reasons that people had to file for bankruptcy? Their health care costs. What is one of the biggest sort of risks to small businesses? Their inability to deal with their health care costs for their workers.
I don't disagree with that. I'm just saying
costs are intimately linked, and essentially now the Republicans are saying, let's go ahead and trust the insurance companies the way we trusted the banks.
No, Karen, we're not saying that at all.
What we're saying, you are.
No. Here's what we're saying: is that the health care that the government provides and has provided for decades is broken. We all agree that Medicaid and Medicare is rife with fraud, mismanagement, abuse. The government should fix that first. Fix that, and then move on and see what other incremental changes can be made in health care.
Hold on, Karen. Brad, I want to ask you a question. Would you be in favor of something like Wyden Bennett or some of the rhetoric even that's coming out of Obama himself to simply create a more competitive environment for health insurance so that health insurers stop basically making money at the expense of patients?
Dylan, here's what we would be for, is again, fixing that which needs fixing.
Well, do you include that? No, but the health insurance companies right now are profitable to the extent to which they're able to collect money from individuals and then not pay it back out for health care. Are you in favor of systems that would improve the alignment of the health care system with the interests of actual patients?
Absolutely, but the way you do it is not by creating a government-controlled health care system, which the Democrats want to do this incrementally to reach the goal of a single payer.
What about Wyden Bennett? Forget all your I'm talking about other proposals that would simply make it more competitive for health insurance companies, Brad. Would you be in favor of more competitive practices that disallow health insurance companies the ability to make money at the expense of patients?
Within the private sector, but not the government controlling health care. The government is already in the health care business, and it's an absolute miserable failure. It's going to go broke. It's going to go broke in 11 years, and you know that. Why are we then building onto a deficit?
Brad, there are 3 other systems of government-run health care. That's the VA system, which works pretty good. We've got the system that members of Congress and federal employees utilize, which is pretty good.
Which is the basis for Wyden Bennett.
So, I mean, we've got a couple of other systems for which present kind of a model that seems to be working. And again, the kinds of reforms that you're talking about, when do we in America become anti-competition? I mean,
We're all for competition.
We became anti-competition when huge corporations took over the government, I think.
When the government took over huge corporations is what we've seen in the last 8 months.
Huge corporations took over the government. As a result, the taxpayer delivered the money. Why else would we give $23 trillion to the banks, Brad?
Look, we shouldn't be in the business.
And exact
we
no
shouldn't be in the
terms.
business of propping up corporations. What we should be in the business. I know, and we shouldn't be doing that.
We're in the business of propping up banks,
failure.
cars, health insurance companies. It's about government.
Guys, within all of this, we've lost focus on the most important thing, and that is how do we deliver better care? More money doesn't mean better care. We have too many people who are paying too much and not actually getting better care. We have too many people who are paying
because
too
the
much
government doesn't
and going
work for the
under.
people? Isn't the reason it's like that is because the government is the employee of large entities and special interests who make money at the expense of people, not actually helping people?
Well, I think the president's trying to actually reverse that so that the people actually get put at the center of how we provide effective health care.
Yeah.